I lived on 45th Street and Avenue A in Austin. I think that's where that line comes from. Yeah, it does feel nostalgic, those lyrics. I'm not sure where they all come from, but something about Austin. I was half out of a bag. My favorite parts of that song are the things that came last, the sort of the falsetto doo-doos, do-do-do-do-do that happens at the beginning and a few times in the song, which is total Mick Jagger. You know, if you listen to like Waiting on a Friend, for instance, it starts out with this amazing falsetto, almost acrobatic vocal by Mick Jagger with the reverb on it. It's just beautiful, right? And the song had come along. We had it in a good place as a band song, but it needed some kind of kicker. It needed something to really invite you in at the top, and that's where I thought of trying to do a falsetto vocal there. And I think it's pretty good.
You know, I mean, I love this song. I think it's a great song.
That one I remember being like, this song is gonna rip.
Someone do something about this heat, 'cause it's late in October and cars still melting in the streets.
Yeah, we recorded this one at Sunset in LA, and I remember Joe saying that the song needed a peak, and that's how the idea of that sort of dropout and the white noise burst happening.
You know, I was in the studio and tracking it, and then we were playing it as a band, but mainly we were trying to get the drum track, and it just wasn't hitting yet, you know. And Joe was like, he's like, man, it just doesn't sound like a record yet. And I feel like that little tidbit clicked in my brain, and I'm like, oh yeah, okay, I see what he's saying. And I just felt like I had to play it more like I was playing a live show as opposed to like I was playing it in the studio. So I feel like, yeah, I definitely hear that. I'm playing it a little bit too laid back, you know? And then, so we kicked off the next time right after he said that, and I immediately could see through the control room that he was like bopping up and down. And I'm like, okay, yeah, this definitely feels a lot better. And I'm pretty sure that whole thing is one take after he gave me that feedback. So, it was definitely a case where I felt like it was a good recognition of, you know, the recording process and sort of having the producer understand what was happening, and then, you know, mention one thing that wasn't, you know, antagonistic or putting me down or anything, but it just was a really good indicator of how we can get the track and how I should play. You know, I felt like that was a good moment, and I feel like the track feels exciting from a drum standpoint.
You tiptoe for ages, but lose yourself, flipping back pages, unbuckling belts. All alone, that's the way love comes. Do you, don't you know that's the way love comes? Black and blue.
The demo was different than the way that we ended up having it slightly. Like the ideas were there. Like Britt had changed the way like the doo-doos were sung from the demo. And then it kind of morphed into this more driven feel with the doo-doos kind of more on the downbeats. And yeah, that was just super exciting.
Britt tries these songs a lot of different ways, and when he hits on something that he likes, that's the sort of ends up being the best direction, you know. And I feel like he hit a feel and an approach to the song that just that worked really well.
We started early on it, maybe even pre-Divine Fits. We never played it with Divine Fits. It was I wrote it as a song called The Way Love Comes, and that you hear that version of it on the demos. I mean, a lot of the songs on this record were done up as very proper demos. And when I say proper, I don't mean like recorded in a proper studio. I mean, I really spent some time with making these demos. And then the song would sit there in that way for a bit, and then I'd get bored with it. And so I'd do another demo and try it a different way. So this song is like that. I mean, I don't know what's wrong with the version of the song that's called The Way Love Comes, but when Spoon actually starts playing Do You, the song form has changed. There's some new chords in there. The words have changed. And so it kept morphing. And that's totally what it is, a Kinks kind of beat. And Joe really liked it that way. And that was almost the way we recorded it. And I liked it that way too, but I thought, we've just done this before. It sounded too much like maybe Don't Make Me a Target or The Way We Get By, or, we had a few songs that had that sort of dunk, 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 dunk kind of beat already. And I just didn't want to, I wanted to move forward. My other favorite part of the song is the flute solo at the end, which is very, very, very moody. That's Alex. All Alex dripped in reverb.
I had just gotten into Austin. Like, it was the nighttime, and they had been working for that day already. And I walked into the studio, and Britt was like, can you do like a kind of like 1970s New York kind of solo on the outro here? And I was like, yeah, sure. Like, I'll try it. And I think like that solo that's on there is just the one that happened right then. But I just remember very vividly like walking in straight into that solo and feeling really good about it.